The Kite by Harry Benn for class 6 in the poem number 2 in subject English by VGR. Here you can able to see the picture of the writer Harry Benn and the poem that we are going to learn, The Kite. About the poet, Harry Benn was an American screenwriter and children's author. He was involved in writing scenes and continuities for a number of screenplays, including the war film The Big Parade in 1925 and Hell's Angels. He graduated from Howard University in 1922. He was a writer, a teacher, and founder of various media groups. The collection includes books, plays, screenplays, correspondence, and mementos relating to Benn's interest in children's literature and educational programs. He was born on 24th September 1898 in Arizona, United States, and died on 6th September 1973, Greenwich, Connecticut in United States. Here you can able to see the picture of the author Harry Benn, and now we are going to learn the poem The Kite. You can able to see the picture of the kite here. Picture is flying in the blue. Here blue means the sky, the color of the sky. So the kite is bright when it was new in the sky. But after using the kite for flight, after finishing the flight, it looks ragged. It was torn. So that reaction made this writer to write about this poem, The Kite. Now we are going to learn the poem The Kite. I have divided this poem into three main stanzas. The first stanza is like this. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new. With a dive and a dip, it snaps its tail, then soars like a ship with only a sail. Here you can able to see the words blue, new, dip, ship, tail, sail. These are matching. These are rhyming words. It's having a rhyming. So blue, new, dip, ship, tail, and sail. These are rhyming words in the stanza. Now, what is mean by bright? Bright means lovely and shining. Blue. Here, blue means the color of the sky. And dive. Dive means plunge. Here you can able to see the picture of the kite. It is plunging. And dip here means bend. It's bending towards the downwards. It's bending towards the land, not flying towards the sky. And snaps means makes a cracking. The tail of the kite making a cracking sound because of the wind while flying. Then soars. Soars means rising. Rises or sails. It sails in the wind. It rising in the wind with the help of a string. Sail here means the string. String means the thread. You can able to see the picture of the string here. The boy is having a bundle of strings. From that bundle, a single string is attached towards the kite. So here, sail here represents the string, or which is the thing which canvas to catch the wind and makes the kite to fly very freely and happily in the wind. Here, the like a ship, the stanza soars like a ship with only a sail. It is a poetic devices appeared in the stanza. Which poetic devices appear? Simile. For simile, the words like and as will appear in front of the comparing words. Simile means comparing two things. You call it a simile. Here, the ship is compared to the wind. The sailing of the ship in the water is compared to the sailing of the kite in the wind. That means the movement of tailless kite is compared to a ship with a sail. Now, in this stanza, the poet talks about a new kite which looks bright in the sky. It moves from one place to another and makes noise in the process. It is being compared with a ship. The poet has given a description about a new kite in the stanza. It looks magnificent in the clear sky. It moves from one place to another, diving and dipping in the sky. And during its movement, the kite makes noise through its tail. The kite has only one sail to catch the wind. Its tail acts as a sail. So from this stanza what we learned, it is a new kite, it looks bright and is very clearly seen and it's shining in the blue sky. The kite takes a plunge and bends sideways and its tail produces a cracking noise. Then suddenly the kite rises high like a ship with a sail, a cloth. The kite has only one sail of string. So this is the meaning of the first stanza we come across in this poem. Now we are entering into the second stanza. As over tides of wind it rides, climbs to the crest of a gust and pulls, then seems to rest as wind falls. When string goes slack, you wind it back. Here also you can able to see tides, rides, crest, rest, pulls, falls, slack, back. Here you can able to see the rhyming words in this stanza. So the tides rhyming with the rides, crest with the rest, pulls with falls, and slack with the back. So these are considered to be the rhyming words in this second stanza. What is meant by tide? Tide is a high waves. Otherwise, the water which rises and falls in the sea. Rise and fall of a sea. You call it as tide or wave. What is meant by crest? Crest means top. Gust. Gust means stormy wind. Pulls. Pulls here means moves forward. String. String means thread. And goes slack here means it becomes loose. The thread becomes loose. And wind it back means roll it back. Here you can able to see the picture of a kite which is becoming loose. The string becomes loose and it starts out to fall. It takes a rest by coming towards the land. You can see the arrow mark which shows it is falling down towards a land area because the wind is slow. So it started to take a rest. So what do you understand from this stanza? The kite moves along with the wind. When the wind falls, the kite takes rest. When the string from which it is attached goes loose, the person who is controlling the kite has to roll back the string. So the poet says that the kite rides high in the air. It reaches at the top spot when the current air is strong. The kite takes rest when the wind falls. Therefore, its movement is being determined by the wind. When the wind is strong, it will rise higher. When the wind is weak, it will take rest. When its thread gets loose, the person who is handling the kite rolls back the thread and control the movement of the kite. So this is the thing we have understand from this second stanza. Now you can able to see the picture of the sky here, which is flying very happily in the sky, looks very bright. You can able to find the string which is tied towards the sky. And you can able to see the picture of a tail also which is making a cracking sound in the sky. Here you can able to see the picture of the kite which is flying in the sky and makes a diving and dipping. It's diving and dipping and sails in the blue sky. And here you can able to see the picture of a kite which is prepared by a child. It is coming downwards towards a land area. It wants to take rest because the wind becomes weak. When the wind becomes strong, it rises high above in the sky. You can able to see it is rising high above in the sky when the wind is strong. Okay, I hope you know the flying day, kite flying day, isn't it? Kite is diving, dipping sails in the blue sky is shown in this picture. Now we are moving into the last stanza. And run until a new breeze blows, and its wings fill, and up it goes. How bright on the blue is a kite when it's new, but a raggeder thing you never will see when it flaps on a string in the top of a tree. Here also you can able to see until, fill, blows, goes, blue, new, thing, string, see, tree. So these are the rhyming words that appear in the third stanza. Until rhyming with fill, till, fill, blows, goes, blue, new, thing, string, see, tree. What is mean by breeze? Breeze means a wind. It is also type of a wind, but it flows very gently. Wings here means the body of the kite. The paper or the body of the kite is called as wings. Fill here means occupied by air. It is occupied by the air. The area of the wings is having a touch with the air. Ragged, ragged here means torn, rough. Flaps means flutter. And string, I hope already you know the meaning. String means thread. Here you can able to see the picture. They are trying to take the kite from the branch of tree, but it is in a torn condition, so it's not flying properly. So what do you understand from this stanza? The poet emphasized that the movement of the wind is very important for the kite's fate. The poet compares a new kite which looks attractive with a torn out kite which gets trapped in the branches of a tree. It looks ugly and dirty. The poet says that the person who handles the kite has to wait for the wind to blow. The kite moves up with the help of the wind. The same kite which looks bright in the sky when it is new appears ugly when it is torn out. It looks dirty and unattractive after it gets trapped in the branches of a tree. Therefore, the movement of the air decides the fate of the kite. Summary of the poem. The poet describes a new kite. It looks bright and beautiful in the blue sky. First, the kite appears to dive and take a turn with its tail, and then soars high up just like a ship that rides and dives the crest and troughs of the waves. When the string becomes loose, the wind you wind it back. Then again, a new wind fills its wings, and the kite again soars high into the skies. How bright and beautiful this new kite looks! But its beauty is marred, and it gets tattered and torn if its string gets caught in the branch of a tree. Now, recapitulation. So, from this poem, what you have learned? The Kite is a short, melodious poem written by Harry Ben. The poet is fascinated by a kite flying in the blue sky. It dips and dives. Its tails moves along with it. The poet begins with an exclamation of how bright a new kite looks against the blue sky when it plunges and snaps its tail. It reaches high as the ship moves on water. It moves as goes the wind, reaching to a certain height. It falls back again. The wind is the driving force of a kite. When the string of kite gets loose, it needs to be rolled back to fly again in the sky. The poet uses simile like a ship to compare its gliding motion. It looks as if it is sailing over the sea waves during the high tide. It is based on how a kite flies in the air and the majestic look it bears when it flies. The poet begins with an exclamation of how bright a new kite looks against the blue sky when it plunges and snaps its tail. The poet uses the simile, like a ship, to compare its gliding motion. It looks as if it is sailing over the sea waves during the high tide. As a kite flies high up with the wind, it tugs hard at its thread, and like humans, it is tired out. It then halts to rest. When the kite has to be wound back till a new wind fills it high and uplifts it, but the kite loses its splendor when its string gets tangled in a treetop. It then becomes foppish and loses all its grandeur. Thus ends the journey of a kite. So, the happiness has no limits when a new kite is fluttering in the skies. An unbearable sight for a kite lover is to see the kite in tatters. The sound of flapping of the kite on the top of a tree is very disheartening for a kite lover. The list of action words in the poem that we come across, so we are going to see about the action word and its meanings. So action words in the poem like dive, dip, snaps, soars, rides, pulls, and flaps. What is meant by dive? Dive means to plunge. Dip means bend. Snaps means makes a sharp sound. Soars, rises. Rides means climbs or sits on the back. Pulls means drives forward. Flaps means flutters. Here you can able to see the picture of a girl who is having a stick which she uses to dip inside a soapy water and making a bubbles. So the bubbles are flying and fluttering in the wind. Here you can able to see the picture of the sea where the sea water is rising and falling back and makes a tide or waves. Okay, it bends and soars and pulls back. Okay, these are the words we can use it here. And in this poem, we have come across a poetic device called simile. What is meant by simile? Comparison of two things, you will call it as simile. Here, the ship is compared with the kite, the flying of a kite. Ship is used to sail in the water, especially in the sea water. And you know the sea water will rise and fall. It will make a high tide and it will make the ship to move here and there. By side and side it will move and travel in the water. In the same manner, the kite, the movement of the kite in the wind is compared here. The kite is moving up and down and it makes a movement and it flutters and dips and dives in the wind. So the flight or the movement of the kite in the wind is compared with the ship. So the ship is compared with the kite here. So simile is used in this poem. Read these lines from the poem. The soars like a ship with only a sail. So already we come across the movement of the tailless kite is compared to a ship with a sail. You call it as simile. Now, can you suggest what or who the following actions may be compared to? He runs like, he eats like, she sings like, it shines like, it flies like. So the answers are here. He runs like a deer. He eats like a wolf. She sings like a nightingale. It shines like a star or shines like a glowworm. It flies like a kite. So here you can able to see the word like is used. The word like is used to compare a thing with another. So simile is giving a clue. If you want to find a simile in that line, you can able to find the word like. It is used for the comparison of one thing to the another. So if a line carries the word like, then it may be a simile. This is a clue for you for the poem to identify the simile. Thank you. I hope you all understand this poem. If you find this video is nice, then give a like and subscribe it. Thank you once again.